When you think of the ancient Bronze Age, what comes to your mind? I bet it's giant pyramids built by Egyptian slaves, or bloody wars fought by Mesopotamian god kings. But 4,500 years ago, there was an empire twice their size where none of that existed. No massive statues of tyrants, no evidence of armies. Just 1.2 million square kilometers of absolute engineering perfection. Welcome to the Indus Valley Civilization. While the rest of the world was still figuring out basic mud huts, my people were building multi-story brick homes, grid-patterned cities, and indoor flush toilets connected to a city-wide sewage network. My name is Odo. I'm 16 years old, living in the year 2500 BCE, and today I'm taking you with me through my hometown of Mohenjo-daro. Trust me, our daily life will put some of your modern cities to absolute shame. My morning routine starts in a way that would feel incredibly familiar to you. I don't go outside to a bush or an outhouse. I walk right into a dedicated brick-lined bathroom inside my own house. Look closely at this architecture. Every single brick in my house has a strict, standardized ratio of 1 to 2 to 4. It doesn't matter if you go to our settlements across India, Pakistan, or Afghanistan. Every single brick across our entire civilization is exactly the same size. To take a bath, I pour water over myself from a terracotta jar. The dirty water flows through a precise clay pipe, straight out of my house, and drops into a covered brick drain running right down the main street. Think about that. I have a cleaner sanitation system in 2500 BCE than the citizens of London or New York did 4,000 years later. As I step out onto the street, grabbing a piece of flatbread for breakfast, I'm on a massive avenue designed on a perfect north to south grid. Notice how the corners of all the buildings are rounded off? We do that so the heavy bullock carts transporting goods from the countryside don't smash into the bricks when making tight turns. My family runs a workshop right off the main avenue, and today I am wearing my absolute favorite outfit, a lightweight, brightly dyed knee-length tunic made of pure cotton. If you think cotton is basic, let me let you in on a huge secret. My people are the global pioneers of this fabric. While the Egyptians are wrapping themselves in heavy linen, and the Mesopotamians are sweating in itchy wool, we were the first in human history to domesticate, spin, and weave cotton. In fact, our cotton is the absolute envy of the ancient world. We export massive bolts of dyed fabrics across the Arabian Sea. When foreign merchants buy our textiles, they treat them like pure luxury. Today, my dad gave me a job. Take this batch of carnelian beads down to the central market to trade with a visiting foreign merchant from Mesopotamia. He wants my beads and our premium cotton. But how do we ensure a fair trade without a shared currency? Easy. We use our standard weight system. My dad gave me these polished grey chert stone tubes. They follow a strict mathematical system, and if the weight doesn't balance perfectly on our scale, the transaction stops immediately. To finalize the deal, I pull out my family's unique seal, a small square stone featuring a beautifully carved unicorn and a series of strange symbols. I press it into soft wet clay on the trade bag. This is our script. And right here is where your modern history hits a totally brick wall. To this day, none of your scientists have been able to read what I just stamped. There is even a massive $1 million cash prize floating around in your world for anyone who can finally decode my language. Now, right after making the trade, I start to feel a terrible throbbing ache in the back of my mouth. Agriculture has brought us plenty of food, but all these grains mean our teeth get a lot of cavities. Luckily, I don't have to suffer. I walk over to the artisan sector to visit our local proto-dentist. Yes, you heard me right. Long before modern medicine, our bead makers realized that the tiny, incredibly sharp flint drills they used to pierce micro holes into carnelian stone could also fix human teeth. I sit down and open wide. The specialist grabs a traditional bow drill, fitted with a tiny flint drill bit. With incredible precision, he pumps the bow, spinning the drill against my lower molar. In less than a minute, he perfectly drills out the decayed part of my tooth enamel, leaving a clean, tiny, conical cavity. There's no modern anesthesia, so it definitely pinches, but it entirely saves my tooth. Your archaeologists actually found 11 of these drilled molars in our ancestral graveyards at Mehenjo-daro, proving we were practicing successful dentistry thousands of years before anyone else. With my tooth pain gone, I'm heading up to the highest point of the city to relax, the Citadel. In Egypt, this is where you would find a gold-covered palace for a pharaoh. In Mesopotamia, a towering temple for a god king. But here in Mohenjo-daro, it's just a massive public pool. We call it the Great Bath, and it is a marvel of engineering. To hold water, our builders lined the inner brick walls with a thick layer of natural tar, making it completely waterproof. There are no statues of kings or gods here. I usually just sit on these steps, look at the crowds of people wearing our beautiful clothes, and watch everyone gather. We don't use this area to worship a tyrant. We use it for public festivals, swimming, and talking with neighbors. And that brings us to the biggest riddle of my world. Who is actually in charge of me? Your archaeologists have excavated thousands of our sites, and they found almost no weapons of war. My society is ruled not by fear or force, but by cooperation, global trade, and civic pride. It's a civilization run for the people, by the people. If you could travel back in time to my world, what is the first thing you would want to check out? Drop your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest secrets, and I'll see you in the next one.